morning to you. She was here a second ago.
I'm back.
Then all of a sudden she's like on the phone. What the heck, man?
Just a quick message.
Now we seem to have more color in us today, so that's interesting. Good morning, Kira. What is going on today? Well, we're watching the girls apparently.
We're gonna come over and play. They miss their Nana and Pop.
Why can't people see you?
Because I'm organizing. I'm here.
There you go.
Here I am.
Up here, honey. That's where you look.
Eyes up here.
There you go. All right, so we are still in our. Good morning, Leslie. Good morning, Pat. We're getting more properties. So probably 2 or 3, actually, I think is what we'll end up doing here. So we're looking at a house in the hood, maybe 2. And it's just a good time to buy little houses because the property values will continue to rise. I mean, it's entry-level inventory, and it's always entry-level inventory that continues to go up.
Oh,
Look at you guys. My goodness. That's Christie 11 years ago with long witchy hair. Witchy hair.
Buongiorno, Steve. And Marie, Margaret Haskins, good morning.
Yes, witchy woman. That's what Christie was. She's not anymore because obviously the witch hair is gone. So congratulations,
and
honey.
Jolene and Jeff. Good morning, Jeff. I just saw your Google Street View photo.
Of what?
The Google cars stayed out front by their place overnight.
Wow. So did they crash at your house? Are you famous? Like, are they going to hey, we'll throw a couple pictures of you in there. We're going to blur your face.
I forgot that coffee was fresh. It's hot.
Nice. So I think today I'm going to try some buttered coffee and stuff. My stomach is really angry with me today. Like very hungry. Very strange. This is the problem when you start having carbs. Your body's like, hey, you're hungry.
You're going to have to make more coffee because I just finished the rest of it.
What?
3 cups. You know that.
Yeah.
3 big cups.
Now, nobody yesterday told us, are you pissed off about the number of cups in your coffee maker? It says it has 12 or 14, but you get 3. Like that to me is kind of the biggest false advertising thing in the history of the world. Coffee makers.
Well, in the olden days when my mom was young, right, Mom? Good morning. The cups were like, they actually had coffee cups. Like when you bought a set of dishes, it came with a coffee cup. They were little and they had the little fancy saucers.
Yeah, Leslie says that's for a 6-ounce cup. We know that, but who the hell is drinking from a 6-ounce cup?
And who only needs 6 ounces of coffee? I'd have to be like, I should just put a straw in the pot and just drink it.
What nut jobs are out there? Like serial killers, probably. I like
not those vats,
I like
Christie.
my little coffee. I must kill somebody.
Yeah, whoever was tuned in last night, we were talking a little bit about Talavera and actual true blown glass. And I showed some coffee mugs that I have, and I showed for size comparison. Yesterday morning, I showed the little small one that I have, and then my regular size that I enjoy. But then I showed this Talavera mug that we have that we bought in Puebla, which is like a true Talavera from a very well-known Talavera house. And that cup is even bigger than my normal ones. That probably would take half a pot by itself.
You would only get 2 cups of that. So, hey, that's nothing wrong with that, right?
So how many ounces is a real cup? Because I use some big ones. Yeah, my favorite barrel is not a cup. My favorite is like a 20-ounce probably is my go-to. Like that's what my to-go mugs are, my to-go cups. So we've got a bunch. Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning.
Mom said to buy a house and she'll rent it from you. Hey, little money bags, you buy a house and we'll rent it from you. Or is it your grandkids can rent it from you and great-grandkids?
Yeah.
4-ounce cup? Yeah, I don't think so. You're supposed to drink from a 6-ounce cup so you can keep your pinky finger in the air. Well, I have big hands. Oh, no, I can hardly do it.
When in doubt, pinky out. That's fancy talk.
This cup's too heavy.
No, that's how you're fancy. When in doubt, pinky out. That's from SpongeBob, if you want to know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that Jeff said to put my pinky out, but that mug is too heavy.
Yeah. So this summer, I think, is going to be very much a regrouping for Mexico Life, because this is really, we've had Mexico Life since 2017.
But this is our first season.
This is our first season running Mexico Life. So I think,
and it's been an awesome season.
Oh, it has been fantastic. Our best ever.
Yeah.
But not only that, our best ever in like a few months. Like, that's weird.
Yeah. So, I was thinking, because I ran into a friend the other day and we were talking.
A real friend, though?
Yeah.
Or a true friend?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're not going to get started with that.
Go on.
Why do you do that?
Yeah, you're just having fun. True friends.
Anyways, and we were chatting, and, there's been a few people that have come up to me and said, oh, I hear you had COVID really bad and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, and I couldn't figure out why that story got so widespread. But now it kind of dawned on me last night, because we know a lot of people that are fully vaxxed, boosted, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that are getting COVID. They have had it, they're getting it, and some of them got really sick. So I think that the exaggeration of how bad my COVID has gotten is because these people know I'm not vaxxed. And I think that they feel that I could not have gotten away with not a bad bout of COVID because I'm not vaccinated, because they're justifying them getting COVID, even though they're fully vaxxed, boosted, et cetera, they're still getting COVID, but it's a mild case. So those of us that have not been vaxxed must have been deathly ill, because there were rumors that I was in the hospital, all kinds of stuff. So I thought that was very interesting. You know what? You got to stop sharing to Twitch.
There you go.
Because those people are weird.
They are.
Leslie says they're brainwashed. I know, but I was trying to figure out it. That's the only thing that really makes sense to me, is that I couldn't have had a mild case because I'm not vaccinated. I think that's the only thing. And that's why everybody, like, not everybody, but my friends that know me down here but don't really know me, I think that's why it got so exaggerated about how sick I was. Because, I'd run into people and they're like, oh, you were in the hospital, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, it's nice of you to be worried about me. I didn't get the flowers you must have sent to me while I was in the hospital, did I?
Yeah, people are definitely, this is a time in history where the government is weaponized, relationships, etc. Guys, you need to get rid of these governments. Yeah. All the governments
and Jolene,
in the world.
I 100% agree with you.
Bye-bye.
Totally sick of this subject.
Yep.
But it's brought up every time you talk to somebody, they bring it up. So
well, yesterday we went to Sam's, and I go in without a mask because in Mexico, the president and his healthcare advisor are saying masks no longer mandatory. I go into Sam's not wearing one. He's like, you must wear a mask. I said, actually, your government is saying I don't. And he's like, yeah, well, here you do. And I'm like, well, isn't this just Nazi Germany? Christie's like, shut up.
It just makes me mad when he does that. They're just doing
just
their job.
Just like the Nazis.
Nobody is dying from wearing a mask.
Actually, we are dying. We are getting sicker. And there's a lot of deaths. It is an ugly, ugly, terrible mess. And the government.
Some people make it messier.
No. If you did not have freedom lovers, we would all be enslaved already. And a Second Amendment. God bless America. And corporations are dividing us. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Guys, when you understand how.
And husbands.
We are just these cogs in these wheels. So here's what happens. They give you fake food now with all of this crap in it, which makes us sick. So now we go to the hospitals. Well, we also need our health care. So there's the insurance companies. And then with the healthcare, we've got the doctors. The doctors prescribe medication, which is now the pharmacology, which is made by oil industry. Guys, it is like all of these things. We're just machines. And they don't find out how much we made the system until we die. And then they figure out, how can we monetize this better next time? It's sick. It is a freaking sick world.
Growing well.
It is. So there you go. You now know how the world works. And it's a shame to me that I was in my 40s before I learned this. I'm in my 50s now.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's 50-er than me.
By a little bit.
We know a lot of people that the women are older in the relationship. I wonder why that is.
Because we were trying to get some hot young stud, and we ended up with the husbands that we chose.
Maybe. I apologize for that every day.
You should.
I don't really.
You should.
She's the luckiest woman in the world to have found me. Did you just lose that coffee out of your nose?
I just about spit. You might not want to share any of that.
Oh, well.
So we are showing care but don't carry.
Care but don't carry. Maybe that's a COVID thing. Care for people.
But don't carry
but
COVID.
Don't carry COVID. It makes sense to me.
Debbie, good morning. How is California? Today we are showing our Bayview Grand condo to 3 different people, 2 different agents. One agent is bringing 2 clients in. So I'm quite excited about that.
It just got released yesterday, and already the phone has just been like nonstop. That's weird.
It just went on yesterday?
Just yesterday. It said it was up there for 3 days, but it didn't get released until yesterday.
Gosh darn it, I didn't realize it. Well, that's why we're getting calls all of a sudden.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's good. We still have this great place in La Cruz, though, that has some rental units.
4 rental units. It's
Or
like a little
3
hotel.
if you want to live in it.
Yeah.
I am surprised that is not ringing off the hook.
La Cruz isn't a place that generally people go to.
True.
Like if it was in Bucerias, that would be crazy.
We post all of our stuff on Facebook, Jolene, and these are agents that are calling us, not Facebook contacts.
No.
Hygiene, how are you? You guys counting down the days?
Hygiene. I like that.
Hygiene.
I'd say hello, Gene.
That's funny.
Because hygiene just sounds clean.
Sounds tidy.
Sounds tidy.
John hasn't posted it on Facebook.
What?
Yeah, I share his posts.
I did the video.
Yeah.
Of the Bayview Grand. And if you want to see the property, it is BVG, like Bayview Grand, the initials, BVG B908.com. And that will take you to the walkthrough, the photos, etc. On the MLS, I have a few more common area photos. I put those on last night. Also on Bucerias Homes. But on the BVGB908.com, that's just the regular condo and view. And those are real view shots. Like that's not so often you will see these agents, they will zoom in on the water and you'll have like this tiny little picture.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, this is your view, but you kind of have to, you need a telescope to get that view. Our view is the real view. We don't screw around with views on our pictures.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So we're going to be showing that today. I love La Cruz, how much they want for this place. It's $620.
Yeah, 628 or 29, something like
that. Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, it's made money for the owners.
Yeah, it's already got 25 or 30,000 US in rentals for next year
yeah.
Already in the books. So really, that's going to be able. Somebody in their head will justify that as a off the top. Right?
Yeah.
Then again, they can't use that. But that bottom floor is so big that if somebody local was to buy that, they could cut that and turn that into 2 rentals at least, and have 5 rentals in that property. Also, there's room to build another 2 or 3.
She said the La Cruz one you haven't put on Facebook. Yeah, but we listed that La Cruz one a while ago, so you might have missed it. But it probably wouldn't hurt to redo it.
So in there, you easily can add another 2 or 3 rentals using new construction. So for probably $50,000 to $100,000, you can get another 3 rentals on there. Easy.
Yeah.
And I'm not an architect, and it's easy.
Well, he can't actually do the work because he goes on, he looks at what the guys are doing. He's like, they're not working fast enough.
They're not.
And I'm like, you have no idea what the process is.
Well, no, I do know that they only did like the half walls, 3 of those yesterday. And they did that in like half a day last time.
No, they didn't.
Oh, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. We're going to get into an argument here.
I'm right and you're wrong. There's no arguing.
No. I think we have 4 guys working today, so it should be faster. So I also, like I said previously, want the lots in front of our house. I just want a lot of land. I think it's going to be worth something someday. Not right now. There are so many people selling land here now. It's like everybody in the world is like
But they're all
subdividing.
asking way too much.
Oh, they are, but they're
You
subdividing.
need to stop waving your hand around. Wave with your left hand so you don't hit me in the face.
Ow! That hurt.
Good.
So yeah, do not buy small pieces of land. Buy big pieces of land. Jean says hi. Yes, we are.
There's no
Did
new.
you do the hollow thing?
No,
there?
yeah.
Yeah. Everybody is good until they're not. I think we've had 4 or 5 people work on this
John is
property.
creating a compound.
A what?
A compound.
Maybe. Actually, that would be my desire. Somebody's like, yeah, you could build a commune. I'm like, nah, not a commune, but more like a family retreat.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen.
For those of you that care, my true desire for the property is to do permaculture. And permaculture is like a food forest. So you plant things that feed us. But, you know, in a permaculture, they say you don't have a bug problem, you have a duck shortage. And if you want to grow fruit trees that are very nitrogen intense, you plant sweet potatoes at the base of the fruit trees. And then you would plant little herbs and roots, etc., in around all of there. And the beauty is that it's almost no maintenance after it starts running. I mean, it takes 4 or 5 years. And I mean, I'm already 52.
Morning, Sheila.
So, but
Hi,
the
Eva.
cool thing is that in Korea,
Hi, Randy.
there is one food forest that's been feeding the family for 30 generations.
30 generations?
30 generations.
That's a long time.
That is a freaking long time. So think of the work 30 generations ago that this family did, and they're still feeding their family 30 generations on. That's craziness. So, and we can do that easily here, but we do our planting wrong. We do like a cornfield or a wheat field, thinking that that's going to make it easier. It doesn't. You don't get as much food from that, and you also have to continue to keep putting chemicals and crap in. So we watched that show. Was it the Italy show with the Phil where they had the caca plant?
Yeah.
Was it the caca plant?
Yeah. It was a tomato.
A tomato. And he's like, "Oh, this doesn't taste like this in New York." He's like, "Well, that's because of the caca."
Yeah, it was funny.
Cow caca. Yeah, cow caca and horse caca are really flipping amazing. And chickens and ducks too. You just have to do different things with it, right? Because some fertilizers are hot and it burns your plants, and other ones are good.
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about plants other than plants. YouTube has trained me in everything. Absolutely everything. I can do brain surgery.
YouTubing and sending it to him how to be a nice husband. Maybe he'll learn something.
No, not if you're teaching me.
No, YouTube.
No, but
YouTube.
You're the you in YouTube. Why now is YouTube? YouTube used to be everybody. Now it's like the famous people. Like they've turned into a television station or something. Mind you, Russell Brand, I like him. We watched his Arthur yesterday because we watched the original Arthur. Now I have to start, like how we even got to watch Arthur was interesting because when we went on our boat cruise a week and a half ago, we were talking about the one-hit wonder Christopher Cross. And as I Google him, I'm like, this guy is not a one-hit wonder. This guy is a hit machine. And because they were singing a song and I remembered, oh, that's Arthur's theme. And then I remembered I've never seen Arthur. So we have HBO Max, which had Arthur. Then I read about Arthur on Google, found out they did a second Arthur 10 years later, but they did a remake, which is on HBO Max with Russell Brand. Not nearly as good as
but still
Dudley
entertaining.
Moore, because Dudley Moore is a true actor. But Helen Mirren was on the second version of Arthur. She's amazing.
Yeah.
But the young actor and Russell Brand,
suspected spam.
They were overacting. but Dudley Moore was flipping amazing, as well as Liza Minnelli. I mean, who were uber stars in their day.
Eva is asking me what the weather is like. So I'm just going to check.
It's just perfect.
The weather right now is absolutely gorgeous. She says it's 18 degrees today. It's a miracle. What is the temperature down there? So right now it is 23 degrees.
Could snow tomorrow in Edmonton.
Our humidity is 79%. And the high today is 26. Now in Alberta, let me just check here really quick.
These guys know what it's like in Alberta.
Sad. I only have our Drawson. It says it's only 9 degrees with a high of, so do you mean you get a high of 18, Eva?
Yeah, it's not showing as.
But their humidity is 61%, so.
Yeah, you just need lip balm. Now, when we traveled to Mascota, within minutes, Christie's like, my lips are so dry. Help me.
In the car, I could feel them shriveling.
Help me. So we had to stop by a gas station to get lip stuff because she didn't have any in her purse. Guys, like that is how much humidity we live with.
Yeah.
Even our skin looks supple. What are you doing, honey?
Just asking a question. There's somebody out front. And I don't know who it is.
Guys, she's like a flipping ADD person. And then she says that I have ADD. And she's always like, oh, must do this, must do that.
I'm back. Hi, Angela. And hi, Brian.
Hello, hello. Hey, it's Brian Paul. So, Brian, are you in Mazatlan right now? You go back to Mazatlan because you sold your place there, I thought. So I have no idea. Did your jaw just crack again?
Maybe.
Her jaw has been cracking all day.
I love the humidity down here. It was so nice. Yes, it is. But you really know when you don't have it.
Yeah. Well, last night we had the AC on because Christie's kind of like, is it okay if we just turn the AC on? I'm like, we have solar panels and 3,500 kilowatts in the bank.
So why am I sweating?
Exactly.
Except, I love the coolness of the air conditioning, but I really like having my windows open. It's a struggle for me. It really is. So I like the fresh air. I like the breezes.
You're like a Canadian.
Also like the air conditioning.
Yeah. If it's summertime, you're like, oh, I sure miss the winters.
I've never said I miss. Well, here I miss the winters.
I wish it was cooler outside. And then in the cold, they're like, I wish it was warmer. And that's always Canadians. We always want what we can't have at that moment.
And right now, I'm going to have a fan.
All right. So the grandkids are coming over.
Yeah.
And we are what today?
Well, we'll just have them for a couple of hours, and then
we're going to Vallarta.
We have to go to Vallarta. We're going to do the showings. Probably going to go pick up those bags that we have with our name on them.
Yeah, if you want a bag for shopping, we have a Mexico Life bag.
We don't have it yet.
Well, we will tonight.
Hopefully.
And it's got Mexico Life, the head.
They're black with white writing on them. Last ones we did were red. All of our Elements Realty Group ones. Now we bought 200 bags. So we've got a few.
Yeah. So if you want a
bag, let me know. We live outside here. We stop aging too. That was from Angela. And hi, Clem. How are you? Clem. You want to talk about someone that isn't aging? Yeah. Let's talk about Clem for a bit.
Well, in that picture, though, it did look like he was cold the other morning.
Yeah, no kidding.
You had a hoodie on and you looked all gangsta. And it looked cold. We don't understand that.
I don't want to even know what it's like anymore.
No.
Although I do know that when we go to Mexico City in June, it'll be a little cooler.
In June?
Mm-hmm. They're still up in the mountains.
It is over a mile high. It's like over 7,000 feet above sea level in Mexico. And the pollution there is brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, you're coughing.
Especially in the summers when it gets hotter and more humid. I was telling Jeff and Claudia that I said, Mexico City's pollution in the summer is pretty pretty bad.
And here we were told that there is no pollution, but I just don't know if that's true or not. Because they say it's an inversion is why we can't see Vallarta. But it still, there's that pale brown.
Well, some of
color.
it is probably just dust. Some of it would be salt from the water.
Not pale brown. Salt is kind of white.
Whale poop.
And why do they add fluoride to salt
Good
in
question.
Mexico here? So
To
they
keep
pull
us
out,
stupid.
they pull out sea salt, but they add fluoride. And there's fluoride in almost every single salt in Mexico. That is bizarre to me, guys, especially when you start reading what fluoride does to human beings. So it builds compliance. And unfortunately, they do. So you'll have like these fresh salt water, like look at, or sea salt. It's pure sea salt for cooking. And you look at it, it's got fluoride added. That's odd.
That's not good, Angela said.
It is not good. So yeah, we do all of our salt and stuff. But then when you start shopping or you start going to restaurants and stuff, nobody is clear what ingredients people are using. I think if you want to create a restaurant, you have a keto option or keto options, and make it with pure butter,
Good salt.
without the fluoride. Iodine's fine, but fluoride is bad.
Iodine's actually very good for you. So bring a lifetime worth of salt down. We can find it. I mean, Costco sells.
You can make your own salt, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, just
Salt water.
collect your sweat.
No, salt water, and then in the sun and just collect the scrapings.
Yes, fluoride harms you.
Yeah. And they add it. They add it.
Clem says, I hear a lot of eating places are closing. Some are even being moved. Well, a lot are closing for the season, right? Because summer's coming. And so lots of these places close for the season. And yes, there are quite a few that are being moved because condos are going up on those areas. So they will. I was actually saying the other day, I said it would be nice to have another area and make another little go-to area.
Yeah.
So hopefully that gets done. That's not anything that we are interested in or prepared to do, but it would be really cool if someone could create an area and another little golden zone that people will go to the restaurants and little shops and stuff at.
And I think,
and I'm sure it'll happen.
And I'm pretty sure too, it would help bring prices down because when you're in these high traffic areas, the rents are stupid.
But then too, a lot of the condos that are being built are putting retail space and restaurant space on their main floors. So once they're finished, then these restaurants can move into there. So it's just going to totally depend on what they're looking for, how big of a space they're looking for, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, I think the biggest problem for most restaurateurs, like people who have no idea, I'm not talking about professional restaurateurs, but they rent these places and not understand, okay, I've got a 10,000 peso place, I'm selling tacos. How many tacos do I have to sell just to cover the rent? Now, how much do I have to sell to cover the electricity to make this? Now, how much is it going to cost me to build those 10,000 pesos? Oh, I also have wages. Like there's a whole lot that goes in and everybody's like, I'm going to do this. It's going to be amazing. And then they close their doors. They're like, yeah, we could not make money. It's like, no, if you would have thought about this, you could have made money. And that's a problem that's over and over. Like we see these places, like it's not really the geographic location where they'll churn, because if the right business goes in there, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
People will beat their way to the doors, but it's just these idiots along the way that just keep peeing money.
Well, they're not idiots. They're just not educated enough. And they think everybody thinks they have a great idea. And so they think it's going to work no matter what the costs are, but it doesn't always flow like that.
During the last crash, 2009, 2010, many agencies opened new offices in Bucerias. Some of them spent over $100,000 US to build their offices here. And we were just small, very small. And these guys that came in here said, yeah, we kind of wish we did what you guys did.
Stayed small.
Because
until
in a
we knew what
second,
was going to happen.
in a second, we can go tiny or we can get larger. Like we
Yeah.
can do that.
That's the same. That's how we still are.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the
We
way you
haven't
have to be.
spent a ton of money. I mean, yes, we've made our places look nice, the two main offices that we've had in the last little while, but we haven't gone crazy stupid and bought big buildings specifically for that. And
That'll be a little later.
yeah, but that won't be specifically for an office. It'll be a multiple
Oh, it will be a
use
multiple
thing.
use. Absolutely.
Angela said that there's still a ton of people here. Maybe the PGA Golf Tour brought them. Sandrina's was packed on Saturday, standing room only. Very odd.
Wow.
I've heard that some restaurants have done an amazing season, and some just haven't quite survived it. So it shows it's the same as restaurants, real estate.
Norman's
anything.
expanding. NWalk is going to be quite a bit larger next season. So that's cool. It's coffee. He does the roasting. So, I mean, there's people that are expanding and getting bigger. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Glenn and Tanya are moving to another town, but they have a partner with.
Oh, yeah. Yo-Yo's is going to stay.
Yo-Yo's is staying. I mean, that's Yo-Yo's is
and
here
they'll
for
be
the
back
long
and
haul.
forth.
Yeah. So it's very cool to see, even with these 2 years of hell, how much has grown and expanded. And it also was a changing of the guard too for some people, because it was, these governments need to be taken out, guys. They screwed up the world.
I think for a lot of people, it has shown them what they can actually live with and live without.
Yeah. Yeah. And how many people also can work online now. I mean, to me, that's the coolest thing.
Angela, you're right. We don't need a huge place. You are 100% right.
Yeah, really. We've talked about this too, is just having 4 or 10 square foot spaces, just to be able to sit and chat with people. And then even then with the monitors and televisions and stuff now, where you can touch the screen, and they have them vandalism proof. So you can actually spend $2,000-3,000 and have a spot that's just generating income for you. So I think that that's a good idea. And I think that that's where our business will be. We're really definitely going to be doing a tech thing, because we've always been forward on tech, especially versus everybody else here. And it's weird, in Mexico, nobody spends money on tech. And I think it's because you can't get facturas. Like, it is a weird world here where you can spend all of this money on your business and the government says, sorry, can't write it off. Like, that's just strange to me.
Yeah.
Our lawyer said there has to be a way. Our accountant says, well, there possibly is a way. And that is the problem with accountants and notarios in Mexico, is their fiduciary responsibility is to the Mexican federal government. That's their first responsibility. Not to the clients that pay them. Like, that is so ass backwards to the rest of the world.
Hi, Ree. How are you?
All right, honey. I think we have
bored them enough.
Yes.
You guys have a great day, and we will chat tomorrow. Bye.